Welcome to Empowered by Iron, the podcast for female strength athletes by female strength athletes. We are your hosts, Dr. Kristen Lander from Fiercely Fuel Nutrition Coaching and Dr. Mary Morton, scientist and weightlifter. Together, we are Empowered by Iron. Hey, is your New Year's resolution or is your overall goal to get strong? We've got something for you. What we got, Kristen?
Our 9-week online guided course called Eat for Strength. It's delivered via Facebook groups. Each week, we will focus on a new topic on nutrition and mindset to keep you engaged throughout the course. You will learn correct macros for your body composition and training volume, as well as
Intuitive eating.
So you can choose your path. You're going to learn nutrient timing for pre, intra, and post training. We'll cover stuff like protein quality, supplements, carb quality, fats, what carbs to eat when, goal setting. And then my favorite part is we teach you how to assess yourself.
Yep.
So that you know if what you're doing is working for you, and if it's not, how to change it.
Right. So that at the end of the 9 weeks, we are setting you free with all the tools you need to basically be your own coach for the time being.
Yep.
To learn how to eat for strength. So if you want to sign up, the link is in our description in our Instagram, and below, if you're on Apple Podcasts, you can sign up on our website at empoweredbyiron.com/shop. And we hope to see you there.
The course starts on January 20th.
So sign up now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Empowered by Iron. Welcome to 2019. Holy crap, Kristen. We've made it to another year.
Another year.
For those of you who are new here, we are so happy to have you. Thank you so much for checking out our episodes and checking out Empowered by Iron, what we're all about. For those of you who've been here for a while, we're approaching year 3. We're still pretty far away, right? It'll be October, but we are almost 3 years in and almost 100 episodes in.
Hell yeah.
So we're wondering if you want to do something special for that. I don't know if we've thought of anything we want to do for 100 episodes. It'll be in a couple months. So if you have any ideas of what you want for 100 episodes, or if there's something special you want us to do, shoot us an email. We are all up for ideas on that.
Hell yeah.
Well, today, Kristen, as you know, is the new year. And what comes with New Year's?
New Year's resolutions.
We're going to resolve to be the exact same that we were last year.
Yes.
That's typically what every goal seems to be like, right? I mean, I'm going to say a huge percentage of goals set as New Year's resolutions are never kept or met.
Right. I mean, and that's evidenced by we see a lot of newcomers in the gym in January, and then by like February, March, a lot of them have fizzled out. So we know that this happens. There's actually been a lot of research on New Year's resolutions, and I can't remember what the percentage is of people that actually carry them out, but it's like a really, really small percentage.
It's a really small percentage. And I bet if you look at them as a person, you'll recognize that their goals are not New Year's resolutions. They're goals that they've had for a while, and they just keep pushing and pushing and pushing.
Right. And so what they think is that oh shoot, I failed to reach that goal. So it's January 1st. So let's try again.
Right.
Right. As opposed to like doing the things that they're supposed to do all year.
Mm-hmm. So just having a stable, steady goal.
Right.
So what's so magical about January, Kristen?
To be honest, I don't know, because I'm not a New Year's resolutioner. Like,
you're a hater.
I am. No, if that motivates you and that like kind of lights a fire under your butt and gets you going, I'm totally cool with that. Like, to each their own. However, for me, my success and my ability to reach my goals is not dependent upon the date that I set them. And so I am very, very driven. And so if I want a goal, if there's something that I want out of life, I go for it today. Like, I don't wait.
June?
Even if it's June. even if it's June, even if it's December. I just spent all of like August to November doing a ton of stuff for Fiercely Fueled Nutrition. I worked my ass off, like 70 hours a week, and put stuff into place that went into place in December.
Wow. So not even January.
I didn't wait. I did not wait.
I think that's a big issue. People think that they can be bad or they can be off their goals or not following a track until January because, that's the time to start goals. But that begs the question, like, are your goals even your goals?
Is that actually your goal if you're going to wait? Like, if you want it so bad, why would you wait?
If it's December 28th and you've decided this is your goal, why are you going to wait till the 1st to start working towards it?
Yeah.
You start now. Start yesterday.
Right. And maybe there's some of you out there that are like really big on New Year's resolutions and they work for you and you might have a different take on it. So let us know because maybe we're being naive because this is not our personality. Like we go after exactly what it is that we want today. Even people that say, oh, I'm going to start a diet on Monday. Why? Why wait till Monday? If today's Thursday, start today.
Does that mean you can eat like shit Friday, Saturday, Sunday? See, and this brings me back to, 18-year-old me. When I did set resolutions, but my resolutions were always something like lose 10 pounds, lose 5 pounds. I want to look like this. I want to be like this. But they were never things that I really wanted. They're things that I felt like I should need because I wanted to feel good in my body. I wanted to be happy with myself. And I thought that those would get me there. But hindsight 2020, those were never truly my goals.
Right.
And I think that that's really important as you are writing. If you do resolutions, that's great. I think that that's great. If that really works for you, as Kristen said, I think more power to you. Do what you need to do. But take a second and really reflect. Like, is this goal, whatever it is, whether it's you want to compete in your first powerlifting meet, whether it's you want to start a business, whether you do want to cut, or maybe you want to fill out a weight class, really think about, is that what you want?
And are you willing to do the work that it's going to take to get there?
Right. That's the second biggest thing, or probably the biggest thing.
Yeah. Because reaching goals is hard.
Very difficult.
It's going to test your patience and it's going to test your discipline and it's going to test your motivation, which we can talk about in and of itself. Motivation, relying on motivation to get to your goals, you're going to fail.
You're always going to fail.
Because no one's ever motivated all the time. You have to be disciplined enough to do the work even when you don't want to. So if the minute things get hard, if you kind of let things fall to the wayside and forget about your goals, well, then that probably wasn't the right goal for you. And so I think people get frustrated with themselves and then they feel like they're a failure because they didn't reach their goal because they gave up when it got hard. So you either need to make sure that you're disciplined enough to go after exactly what it is that you want.
And recognize it's going to get hard.
Right. And if you're not willing to do the amount of work that's going to take to get there, reevaluate. Maybe don't set the bar quite so high.
And then don't be so hard on yourself. Like if all your friends around you are competing in powerlifting and they're all going to do their first meet and you're like, well, I guess I want to do my first meet too because they're doing it. But you get there and you do the meet and you hate it. Or let's say you get close to the meet and you're just like, God, I hate powerlifting. I don't want to do it. That's the time that you need to reflect and be like, okay, well then why am I doing this?
Right.
Yeah.
I think that there comes a lot of self-reflection that you have to do in order to set goals and resolutions. And you have to know yourself well.
Yeah. And so if you're sitting there right now and you're like, well, if I take away my resolution that I set, because it's really not me, I don't know what my goals are. Well, that's probably a pretty good sign that you need to take maybe part of 2019 and try to figure out who you are and what you want.
Yeah, get to know yourself a little
things.
better.
Play around.
I also think too, and I think that we've seen this a lot on social media recently, and I think that social media is kind of to blame for this, but people feel like, I think people get pigeonholed into who they think they are because it's like their social media presence or whatever, or they're a power lifter and maybe they want to go and do strongman or Olympic weightlifting or CrossFit or something else, bodybuilding, whatever. But they feel like, oh, well, this is who I am. And this is what like all my followers know or whatever. I mean, it sounds silly, but it happens.
It happens. Well, it's this persona you put out and you
Right.
think that that's now the persona you need to be at all times. And that's
Right.
not true.
And especially for, I think, people in their 20s, because I am not anywhere close to the same person I was in my 20s.
What are you
I've
saying?
evolved a lot.
You're saying I'm going to change?
I'm saying you're going to evolve into an even better version of yourself.
That's what I like to hear.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think that that's very true. And I think it's hard. It's hard to recognize that maybe what you were doing is not it's not who you are. It's not your true self.
Well, and not only that, or maybe you outgrew it.
Oh, that's also true.
Yeah, maybe you like we just talked about in the last real episode, not the New Year's episode, but the last real episode with my change of sports was really, really difficult because my community was all Olympic weightlifting and was like, but I really want to do powerlifting. And to make that switch was really difficult for me, even at 38, just because it was like, well, this is what I've been doing for so long. It's hard to make the change, but I think we just continue to evolve and you can move forward without necessarily, you don't have to leave things behind. You can take parts with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I went off on a tangent. What are we talking about?
I thought that as you were talking. I was like, wait, how did we get started on this? But no,
Sorry.
it's recognizing what your goals are. And if you don't know your goals, or maybe you are doing something and you do feel stuck and you do feel like there's something that you want to try or you want to branch out, do it. Maybe that's your goal. Maybe your one goal this year or the next 6 weeks is to try new things or branch out.
Totally. Try one new thing a month or something like that. I think that's super cool.
Yeah. And then you don't feel so bogged down. I think personally, seeing people on social media, I would feel, I don't want to say better, but as someone who consumes social media, I love watching other people go through changes.
Yeah.
I love it because then you recognize that it's okay. Like I can go through a change too.
Right.
And they were okay. I'm going to be okay. And then if I share it, someone else might watch me, like they're going to be okay too.
Yeah.
I think that that's really important. So if you are changing, post about it. Tag us in it. We'd
For
love
sure.
to see you change.
For sure. I love that stuff. Like, I've said in previous episodes that I think sharing our stories is so powerful, whatever that story is. So if you're deciding that like, I'm kind of evolving as a person or as an athlete or in my work or career or whatever, talk about it because
For
other
example.
people are going through it.
For example,
Mm-hmm.
for those of you who know, I graduated this December with my PhD.
Dr. Mary Morton.
Dr. Mary Morton. Yeah, and I don't want to continue doing the work that I was doing because the person I've evolved outside of work and outside of the gym, the stuff I was doing in the lab no longer resonates with my personal moral integrity.
Right.
Which I'm not saying people who do research are bad. It's necessary, and I think that whoever can do it, it's awesome. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time. But I think moving forward in my career, I have to find things that are similar but resonate more with what I want. And I think that was really hard for me because I started this last semester with a job opportunity that would have been really good for me career-wise if I wanted to continue doing what I was doing. And I let that go. I told the person I couldn't do it because of things that I had issues with. And then,
Can we talk about those things that you had issues with?
Well,
Because it was animals,
it was
right?
because I did animal research. And for those of you who are not aware, it can be very mentally taxing if you have to do that.
Because you end up sacrificing a lot of animals.
Yes, we use a lot of animals, and that was really hard on me.
Mm-hmm.
And if I were to continue on my research, I would have had to continue doing that. And because of my recent change in lifestyle, hey guys, I'm a vegan. I just couldn't do it. It would have been great for my career. But then I kind of regretted it come October when I was about to graduate. I was like, shit, what did I just do? I threw away this opportunity. But now as time has gone on, I kind of freaked out. I had a couple weeks of freak out. But now I recognize that that's not what I wanted. And I would have been just as miserable there as I was here.
Right.
And so it's scary. I don't really know what's next. I'm feeling things out.
If you guys don't know, Mary is like the biggest animal lover in the entire world, to the point where apparently I just learned today that she scours Craigslist looking for people that have found kitties.
Okay, so it's not just like any kitty. It's like the little 1 to 4 week old kittens that really shouldn't be rehomed.
Right.
But yeah, no,
they need to be with someone who specializes in taking care of orphaned kittens.
Right.
Which you do.
Yeah. Currently I have 5 animals in this house. And that's not the most I've had. But yeah, so doing research on animals, and sometimes the more you move through that research, the bigger animals you use. And I was having such mental breakdowns because of that. But that means moving forward, I have to rethink things and be a little bit more creative. So it's a little scary, but it's a change, and I feel good about it.
Good.
So
that's important.
Yeah, for those of you listening, I mean, change is hard, but it's possible. And I think the more we share, the better.
For sure.
Anyway, what are we talking about?
Resolutions.
Right. I resolved to not do that again. Stay on track. So we talked about how January is not special. If you have a goal, if you want a goal, set it, make the steps, make the plan, make it happen. Simple.
Absolutely.
And then are your goals your goals? Really think about your resolutions if you have them, or your just regular goals, and make sure they are yours and they resonate with you.
Right. Because a lot of times we look at our goals as something we feel like we're supposed to do.
Yes.
Or something that would make someone else happy.
Like
our parents or our spouse or our boss or whatever.
Which was half of my issue, because my boss, my mom was like, you shouldn't take that. But my boss at the time thought, this is a great opportunity for you. And he's not wrong. If I wanted to continue with what I was doing, it would have been a great opportunity. But because it wasn't, it was not a good opportunity.
Exactly. It wasn't the right opportunity for you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a lot of times I think people are thinking of other people when they set their goals or resolutions.
How will this make me look to so-and-so?
Exactly. Or they feel like some sort of societal pressure to do something, lose weight, or I don't know.
Compete in a marathon. Or,
exactly.
Yeah, CrossFit competition or something. Whatever.
For sure.
Whatever it is. Yeah, whatever it is. If it's not you, don't do it.
Right.
Just because your sister-in-law is running a half marathon and you feel like you need to be on her good side, maybe just like show up and cheer.
For sure.
At the finish line.
Please don't run a half marathon. I'm just kidding.
If you want to run a half marathon, we support you, but
we totally do.
We won't run it with you.
We won't. We'll show up and cheer you on, though.
We have a hard time doing a mile of walking on the treadmill.
Don't tell them that.
cardio today, and she did not.
I decided not to.
Nuh-uh.
I decided my heart is okay. You decided
that your goals were not aligned with you doing cardio that day.
They weren't.
That's what I'm talking about. She didn't do the work, guys.
It's not, because it wasn't really my goal. I just said, maybe I should probably do cardio sometime. Maybe I'll do it today. But I don't really care. I mean, if I have a heart attack, I'll care. So heart health is important, but lifting's more important.
We're not great role models, guys. We're just like you.
We're just doing us. But seriously, so pick goals that align with who you are. I think that is super important. And it's okay to be inspired by someone.
Absolutely.
And see, oh, this person's going after this, and I'm really inspired by that. But I don't need to go after exactly what they're going after. What can I go after that speaks to who I am and what I want to accomplish in my life?
Yep. I think that's spot on and super important.
Mm-hmm. Especially, again, I'm going to go back to social media. We see all these people saying they're doing X, Y, and Z, and
it's
super awesome. Oh, yeah. then there's that. No,
look at this. I got a 6-pack from this Fit Tea. You're like, cool.
Right. But I don't know. You totally distracted me.
I'm sorry.
What were we talking about?
New Year's resolution.
See, this is how much we don't do resolutions. We can't even stay on track.
Oh my
This
god.
is terrible. Terrible. Right. I do think, though, I remember what I wanted to say. I do think that it is also really important that your goals and your resolution are not coming from a place of self-aggression or self-disgust or self-hatred.
Agreed.
Because if they are, especially if it's like aesthetic, like you're like, I hate how my stomach looks. I need to lose 10 pounds or whatever. If it's coming out of a place of something you hate about yourself, it's going to be really hard to stick to it.
Right. Because the second you mess up, you're going to be like, well, you stupid idiot. Why can't you stick to this? Why can't you do this? You know, instead of being patient and kind with yourself, saying, okay, you had a bad day. It's okay. Let's move on.
Right. And I think it's coming from a place of like this deep, like, desire to change, but not out of self-love. Like I think that the people that I see, I work with a lot of people that have goals, right? Like every single one of my nutrition clients, there's a specific reason that they hired me. And so if their goal is based on something that they dislike about themselves versus wanting to just be a better version of themselves, I can tell you right now who's going to have an easier time reaching that goal. I will do everything in my power to get you to your goal.
Yep.
But if it's coming from a place, I've just seen it happen so many times. If it's coming from a place of dislike about yourself, it's a harder journey.
Yep.
So I think turning it around to something, wanting to become a better version and using that the language that we use, the language that we speak to ourselves is so powerful.
I saw a quote that said something along the lines of, you are the person you talk to the most throughout your entire life. Make sure you're saying the right things.
Yeah.
Yes.
I totally love that.
And it's true. If you're sitting there saying, well, God, why did you stupid idiot, why did you eat this? Why did you skip this? Why aren't you doing this? Then you just spiral yourself out of control into sadness.
Yeah.
And it's hard. If that's what your brain is trained to do, it's not going to be easy. You're not going to set this resolution of, I want to be healthier, whatever that means. And then all of a sudden you'd be like, oh, I'm a wonderful butterfly. I can do whatever I want. It's going to take time for you to stop yourself and say, oh, nope, I can't be negative. Let's take a step back. Let's be positive with ourselves and move on from this thing. Because seriously, anytime your nutrition clients screw up or you screw up or I screw up, like, is it really that big of a deal?
Totally not. It's totally not a big deal. The ability to be able to like put it behind you and be like, whoops, I did something that was not congruent with what I'm working towards. I'm going to not do that again. As opposed to like dwelling on it and not being able to move past it, again, is just kind of feeds this like working against yourself kind of mentality.
My mom used to call that goalie brain. Because my brother was a hockey goalie, and whenever he would let a puck pass, he would get so hard on himself, and he would then let like 3 more pass.
That's a very common thing that happens in hockey.
And so my mom would tell him, like, you need to have goalie brain. Yeah, they scored on you, but if you don't get it together, if you don't let it go, they're going to score 3 more. Yeah. And so once he got that mentality, he became a lot more of a, wow, that was horrible vocabulary.
He became a more consistent goalie.
I was going to say more better, but that was wrong.
Whatever.
I got my PhD, but not in English. But yeah, you have to be patient with yourself and try to spin, not to be like those gurus you see online, but spin it as positively as you can, especially when it involves yourself.
Well, right. And if you think about like sometimes the way that we talk to ourselves, like we would never talk to another human being that way.
I would never call Kristen a stupid idiot.
Hopefully you don't call yourself a stupid idiot, but we sometimes do stuff like that, right?
But then you have to catch yourself and say, no, you're just tired. Or, yeah, you may have screwed up, but you're not dumb. You can fix this.
Right. Just self-love.
Self-love. Mm-hmm. So, I think to wrap things up, if you're going to set a goal, make sure it's your goal. Make sure it's coming out of a place of love and not out of a place of aggression or self-hatred or any type of any negativity like that. And put in the work and make sure you want to put in the work.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do the work.
Do the work.
One thing I think about all of the time is
food.
No. Okay. Yeah. I do think about food all the time. Okay. The second thing I think about all the time, besides just food, is some words that our lovely Bama Burr has said on this podcast. And she said that she wants to show the world what can happen if you just never give up. And I remember that all of the time because it is so powerful. She says she's not special. I think she is, but I know what she's saying. She's just saying, I'm nobody. I don't have anything different about me than anyone else. I just don't give up.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a testament to sticking by your goals and doing the work even when you don't want to.
Yep.
Don't be stupid though. If we're talking about like a training goal or like some sort of PR, means you do have to listen to your body a little bit, but you've got to put in the work to get there.
You got to put in the work. You're not going to be able to PR in 3 weeks and hit your all-time PRs if you don't go to the gym every day and do what you need to do.
And eat your food and sleep and recover and stretch and do all of those things.
Play with puppies,
Exactly.
Keep that stress level low.
Mental health is very important to success.
Important. So let us know if you make New Year's resolutions or not. I'm actually very interested to see how many of you make New Year's resolutions and how many of you just have a goal and you just continue to work on it no matter the time of year. Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with either way. I'm just curious.
Mm-hmm.
Before we let you go, don't forget to sign up for our Eat for Strength course. Yes. It is live right now. You can click the link in our Instagram bio or find it on our website at empoweredbyiron.com/shop. And with that, I think that's it. What else you got, Kristen?
That's it. Just Happy New Year. And if you do have resolutions and goals, let us know them. We'll hold you accountable.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
Bye. See ya.